Whole sports all place.
Rebel soul child got a fist ball, I'm a respawn of ancestors, and I'm blessed, They are not him, tell him fess up, I get checked up, hella carefree, nothing scares me, hella reckless, yeah, I got next up, right, no we not the same, cause see when I look in your iris, you likely to talk but not ready to ride, you do better keeping it quiet, my pen is ignited, my soul is enlightened, I like who I am but I'm biased, the palette is right, and my drip is a fountain, I'm not like these regular guys, all of that talk is misguided, she like the way I make the tape print, but the way I make the words play is grim. I'm the reaper reaching for the kill switch, the label cut the check like the bladesman. Something sparking where his brain is. The beat is somewhere where they prayers in. Geronimo, the way I make the bass jump when no parachute is tasted.
What is going on, everybody? This is Throwing Hands, the #1 combat sports show in the game. That's period. That's across the world, period. Brought to you by ASAP Sports. I got my boy James here. What's up, my brother?
Oh man, chilling. What about you?
I'm not too bad. I'm feeling hella sore. I put my ass back in the gym this week.
I heard that's where you needed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you that for the first time ever, I broke over 200 pounds. So when I saw I got a little belly going, I was like, oh, hell no. I got hop back onto the gym.
Yeah, So seems like you had a good Thanksgiving then, huh?
Mm-hmm. I did. I didn't leave any lasagna, though.
You didn't leave or you didn't eat?
I didn't leave any lasagna left.
Yeah. I didn't have lasagna. I had some spaghetti in the mix, though.
Oh, okay. Okay. How was everything with your food?
Bomb, fabulous. I hit a couple houses, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we did the repeat on Sunday at my dad's house. So I definitely dug into as many plates as I could find.
Mm-hmm. Nice. You find any yams? I remember you talking about that last time.
Oh yeah, no, I had my fair share of yams. I'll revisit it again for Christmas, and then we'll be good for a while.
See, funny enough, I don't like yams.
Oh, you tripping? You ain't had the right ones.
No, I've had plenty, and I'm a picky bitch.
You're crazy, bro. No, but you ain't had the right ones. We're gonna get you some yams.
Okay.
There's some yams out there that every man needs, and then there's some yams. So
some hams, yams, potatoes. Well, no, you excited, man? We got a lot of fights coming up.
a lot of stuff to cover, man. Actually, boxing. What did you think? Did you catch Benavidez and Andre?
I missed that. But I'm not surprised by the
Boy.
outcome.
Ooh, he put the paws on him. No,
Mm,
you could tell, and nothing against you can't take anything away from Andre. I mean, he moved up weight classes. You jumped in with the big boys, and David made sure to tell him, hey, this is the big boys, and he definitely felt it. He couldn't do anything. First 2 rounds, he was looking decent. He was looking like the
yeah.
quick fighter. But those body shots and that strength, it's too much, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but David, he did Arizona proud, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. And then just the opposite happened in the Charlo Jose fight. Charlo was the bigger guy. Charlo, it was too much for Jose, and Jose did his thing. He looked good. He just looked like it hurt. It just looked like it hurt. Jose was just a smaller fighter, and you saw that in both fights. The bigger fighter won.
Yeah.
That's what scares me about Terrence Crawford wanting to fight Canelo. I'm like, dude, are you watching? Are you looking at this?
Mm-hmm. That's not going to end well for Terrence, in my opinion.
I ain't never gonna put nothing against Terrence because he already wowed me once with the way he beat the hell out of Spence. But yeah,
Yeah. But speaking of which, also we got a guest on that tonight that's also had a pretty dominant victory just a little earlier at Rise of the Prospects. Is that right?
yeah. No, that was very dominant victory. Tell us a little bit more about him.
Yeah. Well, hey, let me tell you something. This guy is a monster of the arts, hungry as ever to pick you apart. He'll catch you with a kick and make you trip, then rain down hammer fists in the midst of a blitz. Rigor mortis sets in as you're stiff as a sphinx. Now Anubis drags you under, may you rest in peace. Oh, poor dear fellow, not cold, but the undead pharaoh. He'll break your arms, twist them into handlebars, hop on a Harley to ride across the stars, going mad like Lobo as he drags you from Mercury to Mars. Now you the number one sucker, adios, wouldn't want to be ya, getting tossed around John Cena. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a cold cutter as he's the one and only Derek Freda.
Oh, that was my cue. It didn't come in. Oh,
Oh my God.
How you gonna mess that up? That solid intro. You just mess that up, boy. Damn.
I know. Damn, James. It's okay. It's okay. I still
It's
got my
all right.
Pharaoh.
We'll take a mulligan on it. We'll take a mulligan.
what up, Derek? How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. How was your day?
That was good. It was all right. A little busy.
I
But
see you in
nothing
the
too crazy.
kitchen whipping it up.
Dude, always got a little bit of eggs, a little bit of meat. Probably gonna throw some honey on it, like I was telling you boys earlier.
Tell us about this honey and steak. How did it come about? How did the honey and steak come about?
Well, actually, this is like my second year of me eating like this, but I mean, people think it's wild, but I don't eat vegetables, right? Like really ever. I don't really care for them. I'm pretty big into nutrition. I've done a lot of research, but all I really eat is meat, dairy, eggs, any kind of animal products, a lot of fruit, sourdough bread, sweet potato, stuff like that for carbs. And you see a bunch of stuff on Instagram, and this dude, Paul Saladino, I'm gonna plug him because I got it from him. He threw honey on his like burgers, his steak, and everything. So I gave it a shot, and dude, it is life changing. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Stuff is too good.
Might have to try that. I'm gonna have to try
Yeah,
that. I like
I'm
steak. I
telling
like
you,
honey.
I
Sounds
promise.
like a marriage.
It's a perfect combination.
Nice. And so you primarily stick, other than the fruit, more so like a carnivore diet, right?
Yeah, generally, like I don't just eat meat, but like I pretty much eat everything but vegetables. And I would say I try to stay away from grains, but I'll mess around and eat some every now and then. But I mean, my biggest weakness is I love sweets.
That's
So
my
around
vice.
this time, oh, dude, it's rough. You put chocolate in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, those holiday white chocolate Reese's that they got.
It's bad, man. It's
It's an
real
addiction.
bad. It really is. Like I can't say no.
Yeah. The best way I can control it is just not doing it at all. I just have to like, nah, I'm gonna skip it today.
If it's in my house, it's gonna be gone.
gone.
Like, there's no question. So I just don't buy it.
Yep, that's how I am.
So you're really big into nutrition. How long have you been, into nutrition and studying it and kind of doing your thing with it?
I've always kind of been clean eating, but I didn't really get into the understanding everything until I was a little older. Because like everyone tells you, oh, eat your fruits and vegetables, it's healthy. No one really tells you like why or what it does for you. But I don't know. You got to think like I've been doing a lot of research on it probably since 20, like hardcore. Like I said, probably a couple years. A couple years I really dug deep into it and kind of started researching all the actual nutrients, what food does, the bioavailability of certain types of food and things of that nature, and
what type of changes have you noticed?
Micronutrients and macronutrients they are available. And honestly, dude, it's a lot of energy, real good energy. I used to be pretty tired all the time. Regular bowel movements, that's a plus. I know it's a little weird to talk about on here, but that's a big one, dude. And then, honestly, even if I like eat a lot, I really I keep a lot of muscle. Like I really don't I really don't get fat off this diet, which I like a lot. Like I don't really do that. Once I start eating the sweets and everything around this time, then it's
Yep, that's how I hit the 205.
Yeah, dude, I used to be 220 back in the day.
Okay. And you fight at 155 typically, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm 5'8", 220 and 5'8" that's heavy on the knees.
So what do you walk around at when you're sitting tight?
If I'm enjoying myself and not doing any kind of like calorie restriction or anything like that, I'll jump up to 190s easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like what's up?
I was just to say, and you still maintain like a regular workout schedule?
Oh, dude, that's me running like for a while I was doing 10 to 13 miles every Sunday. That's practice every day, Monday to Friday.
But that's the cookies, the candy.
No. That's me eating like as much meat as I want.
Okay.
And like whatever else, I'll pound fruit. No restrictions on how much fruit or meat or eggs I eat, stuff like that. So if I'm just eating how I want, like my body just kind of hangs on to weight. It's super frustrating when I got to get ready for a fight.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So now that you've been, a couple of fights in, do you tend to, even in between fight camps, kind of stay cautious of that?
I tell myself that every time. Every time I tell myself like, oh, I'm not going to get too heavy. I'm going to try to stay about 180. I never do it. I always just end up eating because I'm a fat boy at heart, dude. So like I try to be, so more so I'll probably stay like restrictive with like the junk food just for health benefits, feeling good, that type of thing. Like you can really tell a difference with your workouts and your performance when you are on a good diet and not just eating, bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry if there's some background noise. I'm putting some butter on some toast.
You're good.
That's one of the things we like about our show. We've had you're chefing it for us tonight. We've had guys in the middle of the sauna. Their phones get too hot and shut off.
Oh, that's what are they getting ready for a fight?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, why did they just step out the sauna?
They were actually it was a Thursday. I think it was a Thursday because they were busy all weekend, so we pushed it to Thursday, and they were the weigh-ins was Friday. So yeah,
dude, I'll tell you, they that weight cut must have been real easy for them if they're doing fucking podcasts when you're cutting weight like that. Geez.
For real. But so tell us, how'd you get started in the fighting game?
Well, actually, I started. COVID hit back in 2020, and I was I got out of the military end of 2018, early like around December, October to December, around 2018. I was home around COVID. My brother was in school, but he was just sitting at his computer all day. I was like, man, screw it. Like, let's get you a little active. Let's get you doing something. So I looked up boxing gym. I found Pro Edge. They were the only gym that was open during COVID. Shout out to Pro Edge. They're real ones. And I started there. I started with boxing as just like, just an exercise. Learn how to fight a little bit, nothing crazy. And then I would say in 2021, I got into like Muay Thai. And then later that year, I got into like MMA type style. Then I had my first fight in 2021. And now I'm over at Siege. Shout out to Pro Edge. Still cool with all those guys. Just needed something a little different. And it's closer to where I'm at now because I'm out in Peoria. So Pro Edge is like 40 minutes from where I'm at. Siege is 10 minutes down the road. So it's a lot easier for my schedule.
Yeah, especially too, like having done training and that drive time, that adds up very quickly, especially if you're going every single day, if you're going two times a day, like, bro, that eats up so much wasted time.
It does. It's rough.
So that's
kind of how I got started, man. That's how I got started. It was just kind of out of nowhere.
Okay.
So I was gonna say it was kind of a quick transition.
Very quick. I took on to it pretty quick. I'm a little more athletic than. I'm not gonna say I'm like the most athletic person in the world, but I have a pretty decent athletic base, so I kind of have better like control of my body. So I just kind of took onto it faster than I guess others, but and then I also fucking how it is when you first start it, you're in there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Always in the gym. That's kind of how it was for me.
Yeah, especially too if you're a fast learner, that's great to be able to just jump in like that because then you could pick up a lot of things quicker, fine tune it, especially when you start stepping in.
Yeah, for sure. And I still remember the first time I actually sparred. I got my ass kicked.
Really?
I had about one round in me, and then I was dog tired after that.
Damn.
It was rough, man.
So I remember your first fight. I actually interviewed you backstage. That was my first
I
live
remember
interview.
that. Yeah. Over by the ambulance, no?
Yep, I was telling Josh about that. We were out by the ambulance.
Yeah. I remember that.
So, and that was one of the things that I liked. You come to the ring representing the flag, representing, with the flag representing America. You fought in the military before, and you kind of carry that into the ring with you, that grit. And one thing you can't teach that helps you transfer into the cage is power, and that's one thing you do possess. You got a KO in your second fight against a really, really good fighter in Danny Flores.
Shout out Danny. He's a solid fighter. Me and him we're cool. We talk all the time. He's a good fighter. Very, very good fighter.
Yeah. No, Danny is one of our guys. I love Danny.
Yeah.
He's a really, really good fighter.
If that dude is, sorry to interrupt. If that dude's watching, he needs to fucking hook me up with some kombucha. He's been telling me he's going to, and I still haven't gotten any. So if you see this shit, I know he makes his own, and he said he's gonna hook me up with it.
Shit, we gotta tag him now.
I'll let him about that. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Kombucha's good too.
Yeah, no joke. It's good.
Yeah.
But sorry.
And then and then I was gonna say, you come back and you get Besnick, another really, really good fighter, different style, totally different style of fighter you have to prepare for. So you come with those three, and then you go out to Rise of the Prospect, or no, was it Rise? No, it was K.
Yeah, it was Rise of the Prospect.
No, Rise. Yeah, it was Rise.
Yeah, and then you pick up another, KO victory there, TKO via stoppage. But so, how does it feel? You're now kind of 2 years in officially. You're 3-1 with 2 KOs. And it's just such a quick transition for you. So, how are you feeling now 4 fights in?
Dude, I feel really good. And honestly, I'm going to pull a Sugar Sean. I feel like I'm 4-0. I'm not even going to lie. I think I won my fight with Besnick. But that's neither here nor there. I feel good, man. Like, honestly, I think I'm probably the best 55er in Arizona, amateur level. There's pros that are out of Arizona that are super, super high level. Got a bunch over at Fight Ready and over at Siege. That's a lot of experience that I don't have, but amateur level, I think I'll take out anyone in 55. I feel really good. And like you were saying with the grit thing, I think I'm a little meaner than most when it comes to it. But yeah, man, I feel super good. I got a good team over at Siege. All those dudes are awesome. I got some of the best fighters. You got Kurt Tennell, 45. That dude's an animal. I got my buddy Pope Daniel. He's solid. He's a 55er. And he also floats at about 170. Brandon Olivas, he just got his pro debut. He won that. I was actually talking to them, I think this year, since the year I've joined Siege, where with just amateur MMA, I think we're like 8-1 with 7 first-round finishes.
Nice.
Something like that. Like, we have some solid dudes, and, we got Santino, solid coach, and and Gay Kemuela Kurt, he's a solid, like he helps out whenever he can as well. Solid dudes. And Nico, if you know Nico, he fought at Rise with Pope and Eli back in April, I think.
Okay.
But all solid guys out there.
Yeah, and I think there was about 4 guys from Siege that fought on the Premier Fighting Alliance card that we covered last time. Joshua Padilla, John Henry, Mason Ramirez. Like, bro, each of them came out with dominant victories.
John is the most frustrating dude to fight because he's so tall and he will just touch you from across the ring. But no, he's good, man, and they're young guys too, and they're gonna be a problem to deal with down the road. Like there's a problem now.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing with like we were talking about with your grit. What I really like about when I saw you fight, like so far, the first fight I saw you compete on was against Besnick, and the way that you commanded the crowd, the way that you had the support, and then also your fighting style too. Like your boxing was very good, and it was such a war. Just going back and forth, but it's like ever since then, I was like, okay, I gotta keep an eye on Derek, just because of how your style is and your energy.
Yeah, I mean, I try to bring a good, like, a fun fight to watch, right? No one likes to watch wrestling really too much. Plus, I enjoy standing, letting them throw, letting them swing. But I don't know, it's always been fun to get in there, and it's a different feeling when it's just you and another dude. It's who's gonna win, you and another guy, mano a mano. I love that shit.
Yeah. So is that what kind of piqued your interest with starting fighting? Was that once you started doing sparring and everything, it was the fact that you're mano a mano that really caught your interest?
I would say at first it's competition. I always like competition. Always doing sports. Before this, I was actually powerlifting. Me and my buddy were doing powerlifting. I had a state record bench. He had a state record bench. We were pretty good powerlifters. And then I transitioned into this, so it was just I had to kind of have to have a hobby, right? And that's what it was. And so that's when I was like, all right, screw it, like I'll just compete, why not? There's no shame in it.
Right? That's major respect too, because like you think about it, most of the population wouldn't dare step into a cage or a ring, so it takes a lot to be able to step in there and do it.
It does. That's what you got to tell everybody too. It's like win or lose. It's like not many people will get in that cage in front of people like that and put it all on the line, right?
Exactly.
Do you think that the caliber of opponents that you've actually won up against in your first couple of fights has helped you progress quickly?
No, I don't think so. I think it's more so my coaches and the level of guys that I can train with between Siege and Fight Ready. I think that's really what it is.
It's more of the gym work.
Yeah, honestly, like I wouldn't say any dude I fought is really like high level. And I'm not dogging on anybody. Just it's amateurs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get way better looks with a lot of the high level pros. Like I was saying, Gabe, and a bunch of the dudes over at Fight Ready, but. I mean, like I said, I've only had 2 fights that went the distance. The first one was rough, did a complete adrenaline dump. I guess that was like a good thing to get out of the way, was that adrenaline dump fight, right? That everyone's first fight, you kind of do that. Second fight, first round. Third fight went all the way. But I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't see too much that I got out of that. Just, so I found out what I had to work on, right, after that fight. Because before that fight, I had like zero cage fighting. Like I knew I didn't know anything how to cage wrestle, get up on the cage, nothing. So that was good to get that, I guess. If I am kind of going over it, I would say that is a good learning curve for it. And then the third fight, the fourth fight was super quick.
Yeah. And
so
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
Oh, I was just gonna say too, it's what was that saying? It's like what people say all the time, it's better, or the worst times is in the gym versus actually stepping into the cage. You got to push yourself the most while you're on the mats, while you're training in the midst of the camp. And that's going to be the hardest part, because that's where you have to fine tune everything so you don't make those mistakes in the cage.
100%. I completely agree. And that goes into a lot of aspects, like even conditioning and all that kind of stuff. It's like you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And I tell that to a lot of people, and it's such a true thing just to be okay with feeling pretty just uncomfortable. Like I was saying, that's a big thing that I try to live by. And I think that's where a lot of people get messed up is they need someone to kind of push them to go harder or to work on what they're bad at. But I know if I'm bad at something, and I know I need to work on it, so I'm going to work on that. So like this entire year over at Siege, we've done nothing but pretty much cage wrestling, all of that, because I will not let that happen like that fight again, you know. So that's I think a little bit of a different mindset is I know what I need to work on and I will work on it. I'm not just going to go in there and do what I'm best at, right? If I'm a really good striker, I'm not just going to strike all the time. I'm going to go wrestle or something that I'm not good at. And that's
like you said, you like that competition, so you want to challenge yourself and keep yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. What would you say, you know, like I said, I mean, you said you got out of the military, you were kind of sitting around and just got active. And so what would you say to someone out there that's thinking, you know, about this field and doesn't have any background, doesn't have any boxing yet, hasn't done wrestling, but wants to kind of push themselves in that direction? What kind of advice would you give to them?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I think the biggest thing is, I would say, like, I've always been a fan of fighting. When I was younger, I'd watch, you know, I remember watching for the first time Silva versus Lieben for the first time. And I've always been into it, right? Lyoto Machida, all those dudes. But I never had I guess you would just call it balls to be like, hey, I want to go try and fight and tell my mom that or whatever that may be. I think I was a little intimidated to go do that. And I would say just find a good solid gym. The dudes are super, super welcoming. Usually, for the most part, if it's a good gym, they're all welcoming. They're gonna help you out. Just don't be cocky when you go in. Be humble. Be ready to get humbled. And then just put your head down and do the work. And it's definitely a sport that anyone get into as long as you do the reps. It's all about repetition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's such a great thing too about this sport because, you know, you can't necessarily go into the same gyms as in different sports and go train with LeBron James or go train with somebody in the NFL, stuff like that. But in MMA, especially in combat sports, you can actually do that, get that one-on-one time. And then also, like you said, it's a very humbling sport because if you try to go in there with that cockiness, that arrogance, all that, it ain't going to work out. It ain't going to work out in the slightest.
Yeah. And, you know, you see it all the time. Like, dudes go in and they think they know how to fight and they've done, you know, they had some street fights and stuff like that. And then
the street fighters,
they're in 30, you got them for 30 seconds and huffing and puffing. It's like, that's it. Like, okay. Like, so
I think that's definitely one of the most underrated parts of being a fighter is the cardio, man.
Cardio is huge. And that's why I like to run so much, man. I run all the time. Like, minimum I'll do usually like 3 to 5 miles, but it's usually like more like 8 to 10. And then I like doing sprints as well. Sprints are a big help for this. Shout out to Santino, my coach. He kind of put me onto the quarter mile sprints, and that's a gut check.
Damn. See, I'm not too fond of running, so I hop on the bike.
The bike, hey, honestly, the bike is good. I got real bad knees, so I'm not mad at the bike.
That's how I am. Freaking because I was doing training, I ended up hurting my knees. So it's like I try to run, my legs want to buckle, so I just do the bike now. I think it was last year I went for like an hour and 6 minutes just doing 20 miles because I wanted to do a weight cut, just understand what you guys go through.
Yep. Yep. No, that's good, man. There's nothing wrong with the bike, especially the assault bike. If you get on that fan bike and you do intervals on that thing,
Ooh.
that's the same thing as doing sprints pretty much, getting that heart rate up, dropping it down. But yeah, dude, I went on like a 9-mile run, I want to say a month out before this last fight, and I don't know what happened, but I fucked my knee up bad.
Ooh.
Like I wanted to do a 10-mile, but I actually had to walk the last mile. Go. Sorry, I got dogs. Go sit down. Kevin,
They're
go.
trying to get their TV time.
Dude. Yeah, I had to walk the last mile, and then it never got better. So like I don't know, a month out, I didn't get any road work, no conditioning. It was just like sparring, grappling, wrestling. That's the only conditioning that I could get. And I was lazy. I didn't get on the bike. I should have, but I didn't. I definitely, yeah. But something I should have done, I didn't do it. So that was something I was a little worried about going into that fight, was if it goes into the later rounds, like, oh, am I still going to have my cardio? Because I do have good cardio. It's just I wasn't able to do what I wanted for the lead up
Do it like
about
you
a
do.
month out. What's up?
Yeah. I said to do it like you do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like to kind of go balls out with everything. That's just kind of how I've always been.
Mhm.
Yeah. I know running on that concrete could be bad.
Yeah.
You know, and
Been
especially running long distance over and over
Yeah.
again, it can get to
pounding on
you.
them. Yeah, just pounding on the knees, dude.
So I heard you mention Lieben. I heard you mention Silva,
Mhm.
Machida. So who was kind of, if you look back, who was the guys that kind of pushed you more towards it, if you could say they influenced you?
Shoot, it's hard because like I watched it back in the day. I was a huge fan of Frankie Edgar,
Oh, man.
probably just because he was so small and I'm a shorter guy. I could relate a little bit on that, and he was just taking everybody out.
He was a
Um,
beast.
Dude,
It
monster,
was.
monster. I really wasn't. I'm not a fan of GSP.
Me
Like he's
neither.
great and all, but he's just it's
He's
whatever.
boring.
Yeah, it's boring. It's super boring. I was a big fan of Machida. I was a big fan of Shogun. Um, Jones grew on me. I didn't like him for a while, but he grew
Which
on me.
one?
Jones,
John?
John Jones, yeah,
Okay.
John Jones. I didn't like him for the longest time, but he grew on me. Chael Sonnen, dude, undefeated, undisputed, Chael Sonnen.
See, I think there's like three areas of a fighter, man, that just make them like I mean,
Yeah,
obviously you're in the ring,
yep.
but you're in the ring personality and out the ring personality. I don't care what
He
no one says.
he crawled so Conor McGregor could walk. That's really what it came down to. And I swear my heart breaks every time I think about that. Him going into the guard at the last minute of that fight. If I could go back and tell him, just like, don't get in his guard. I wish.
Bro, too. And that was such a good fight for Chael. And then it just,
Yep.
like what happens, it takes one simple mistake just for it to all go out the door. Like same thing, like when Usman and Leon Edwards fought in that rematch.
Man.
Bro.
That first fight was nuts. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah. I mean, going back that far, I would even say, to me, the Brock and Frank Mir one. That was another one where stay away.
Yeah.
Don't let him grab you.
Yep. Don't let him grab you.
Bro, that just reminded me of when Frank Mir fought Tim Silva and snapped his arm. Like that was nasty.
Was
You can see it, bro.
That was nasty. So, like Frank Mir is. Have you met Frank?
Yes.
I have actually over at UFL.
That dude is huge.
Huge as hell. We always talk about it.
He's so big. Him, Ortiz, and Rampage. Those dudes are monsters. I would see them. I'm like, what the fuck? I would not.
Who else did we see last week or the last UFL? Schaub?
I think it was Ryan Bader.
Bader? Yeah.
No, it wasn't Bader.
Too.
Yeah, Bader's a really big dude.
Yeah. Bader's huge. Bader's. I think I thought it was Schaub or I forget his name right now. but
Yeah.
he actually made Frank. He was actually around the same size as Frank. We took a picture with him. But
Oh, okay.
they're huge now after retirement. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one thing I saw. I made a comment on with Josh. We just seen Rampage and Frank Mir like 2 months ago,
Yeah.
and I was like, Rampage's neck,
Where is it?
dude.
You ain't got no hope of
It's
being able
like
to choke him
it's
out.
it's like this wide.
Yeah. That's. I don't know anybody that could choke that dude out. Like,
Right.
I was in
at
awe. I'm like,
all.
they're like, yeah, he's big. I'm like, no, his neck is huge. Like,
Yeah.
like it had me in awe.
It's like their heads, their neck, and their hands. Like I remember
Mhm.
shaking their hands. I'm like, God, this is a paw. Like it's not a hand. It's like a bear paw. Like I
Bro,
Yeah.
just
for
imagine getting
real.
hit by that.
You
Yeah.
know who else that we saw at the last UFL that's looking pretty big as well as Chris Angel. You remember that guy from Mind Freak?
Oh,
Oh
Chris
yeah.
Angel, I used
Yeah.
to watch him
Yeah.
all the time.
Bro,
Chris Angel was
right.
looking big. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
And Frank,
Chris.
yeah, Frank Mir trains him too.
I was gonna say I know he's a fight fan. I know
Yeah,
he's a
yeah,
pretty big fight fan, right? Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
Yeah.
remember when I'd watch his show Mind Freak, he'd be so skinny, but then, bro, like look at him now, he's fucking huge. I'm like,
Big old
holy
dude,
shit.
yeah.
And he's like
He's on that
6'1",
Frank Mir
6'2".
diet.
Yeah, he's not short. I know, like I remember like seeing him, like he's a pretty tall guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's coming from me. I'm only 5'8", so you know, 5'9" taller than me.
I'm pushing 5'7", so
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
no, but that is definitely like one thing. Like even you taking me back now, because even going back a little bit into like Pride when Vanderlei Silva and Rampage were
Oh,
going at it,
those
man.
fights were nasty, and I love how they're fighting the UFC when Rampage got that. I love his defense on it. He's just typical boxer, then comes in with that hook. That was nasty. That was good.
I was
It
so happy
was
for
Brendan
Rampage.
Schaub.
Crispy.
You
It was.
can't see it, but it was
Oh,
Brendan.
that's right.
Brendan
Brendan
Schaub?
Schaub. That's
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
he. Oh, it doesn't want to show it, but he was looking. I was like, "Who the hell's that?" He's like, "That's Brendan." I'm like, "That is not Brendan. That is not."
Just a
No.
big dude. Yeah.
Bro, he
Yeah.
was bigger than I thought. I was like, holy shit.
There's
Yeah.
some dudes that are just big, and you heard
Oh.
I think it's Tom Aspinall. I heard is like that. Like is a real
Aspinall?
big dude. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know who else you remind that you just brought into my thought was Rampage and Vanderlei had some epic wars with them. The
Pride?
Asian dude. Yep.
Oh.
Asian dude. He's the biggest skull.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wait
I
a
don't know his name.
second.
Vegeta.
That's wait.
You said
His
what?
name is like Vegeta or
Vegeta?
no,
Not-
not the Dragon Ball Z guy.
Yeah, I was like, Dragon Ball Z?
It's like it's
Like,
Vegeta.
see, I think I know who you're talking about. Almost like a Ujira or something like that.
Oh man, it's gonna kill me now.
I think we lost.
Yes, Kazuki Fujita.
I think we lost Derek.
Okay, he'll pop back in.
Damn, bro, we're on memory lane now with all these fights. Like, oh my gosh, I was actually just watching a video with Rampage. I was talking about how back in Pride, the organization told him that he has to like go all out against Chuck Liddell and just dominate him, not knowing that they actually set him up with that. So that way, when he fought Vanderlei, he was already gassed out. And it was like, bro, he destroyed Chuck Liddell, but then because he used all of his energy, that's when Vanderlei came in and just took him out. I was like,
Sorry about that, boys. Got a call and it turned everything off.
No, you're good, man.
Totally fine. Yes, Kazuyuki Fujita.
Kazuyuki.
Yes.
That's right. Oh, you know what
Dude.
else was a solid fight? My fucking role model for the mustache was old fucking USA shorts. Hardcore.
Chuck Liddell?
No.
Wait, who?
No.
Oh,
I'm so
USA
mad that I can't
shorts.
think of his name. Put me on the spot, but he had that epic war with the Asian, and they just hockey punched each other into oblivion.
I know exactly who you're talking about, bro. Fuck.
Why the fuck can't I think of his name? But
I
that's
can't think of
fucking Mr. Mustache right there, dude. That's my man.
Damn, I can't
Dude.
get his name off the map. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Oh,
A real man's
You're
man,
ta-
you know. What's up?
You're taking me back now.
Dude, yeah, those are solid fights, man. That's like probably what got me started though into it when I was younger. Were those guys, and like now, I would say my favorite fighter is. I'm a big Oliveira fan. I would love to be able to fight like that, but I'm just not long and lengthy. You know, I don't have that body style for it. Pereira is a monster. Again, I don't have that body style. I have the body style more of a fucking Michael Chandler. So it's like that's kind of what I have to embrace.
Hey, but Chandler's a killer too, man.
He's a dog. He's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little too corny for me, but he's a dog.
He's a corny dog.
Dude, he's a corn dog, man. I swear.
You know, it's crazy too because we were talking a little bit earlier about personalities and things, and I think that more and more we've seen as UFC's grown, as Bellator's come around, and now with the state of even boxing, if you don't have that personality, if you can't bring it and show them a little bit of your person, you're not getting tickets sold. You're not even going to get the opportunity to get the ticket sold because they're not going to book you.
Mm-hmm.
That's no joke. And I think authenticity has a real big, big play into it. Yeah, you got dudes that have characters and they play a character, whatever. I've heard Sean Strickland, that's a character I've heard. People that know him, they're like, no, he's not really like that. Do I know? No, not for sure. Colby Covington's like that. But there's those authentic dudes that you really can't hate on them. And they're just fun to be around. Like, it's not fighting, but I'm sure you guys have heard of him, Sam Solik. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
That dude's just authentic. He's just a typical dude, just bullshitting. He's speaks very well, likable guy. Like and he's doing great. And I think
someone you can hang around with.
Exactly, and it goes into all aspects, right? You can like have a conversation with that guy.
Yeah, that's what I liked about your energy when I saw you fight, because just watching you as an audience member, you didn't seem like you're putting up a front. You were just seeming just kind of chill, true to yourself, and authentic. And especially nowadays too, like when we're dealing with so many different characters, it gets exhausting trying to keep up with all that. So
dude,
it's
no
like
joke.
The authenticity I give major praise for, and I had to get in that intro too. I had to give some credit with the handlebar mustache too, with referencing Lobo.
Hey, did you mean to do the Pharaoh too?
Yeah, I remember the Pharaoh tattoo.
That's sick. That's dope.
Thank you. That's what piqued my interest.
The handlebar, the motorcycle. I was like, as I was hearing you, I was like, damn, he knows a lot about me.
I care about this.
You got to do our research. No. So this would be a perfect time to tell us how Tat Daddy came along.
Oh, dude, fuck! This is what year was it? I would say 2014, 2015. I was out in Germany. That was my first duty station. And this dude, I think his name's Josh. I haven't talked to him in a while. I think his name's Josh, though. And he was a dude I'd see at the bar all the time. And I just started getting ink done and everything. And I think I just got like my arm. And we were out drinking and everything. He's like, and he just called me at one day. He was like, dude, you're fucking Tat. And I was like, I like that name. So I just made it my Instagram handle. And it stuck. Like, it was never meant to be like this or anything, but everyone just calls me like my coach. He's like, Tat Daddy, come here. And at one point, what's funny, at one point it was my gamer tag, right? And oh man, I think my girl's probably home right now. But when I was playing like Call of Duty or Fortnite, whatever the fuck I was playing, the dudes would be like talking like, "Oh, Daddy, I got this for you," or "Daddy, I got," because they want to talk quick. And I remember after they were like, "Dude, you gotta change your name. I can't keep calling you that. I can't keep calling you Daddy. Like, you gotta change it." It's so funny.
So we have a
stuck.
We have a comment.
Oh, what's the comment? Oh, that's my mom.
She
Oh.
said, "Ask him about his USDA tattoo."
Oh boy. Okay, we got to hear this now.
Oh, that's funny. That's my mom actually. She said she was gonna watch. Yeah. So I had a couple of boys in Ranger Battalion. My buddy Tony, Sam, Everett, Corey. I don't think Corey has it, but a couple of the guys have it, and it's the stamp, the USDA prime beef stamp.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? And
Yes.
we all got it on our ass cheeks. So
That's
So they know it's fried beef. Huh?
yeah, prime beef. Yeah, prime beef.
That's where Tat Daddy came from. No, I'm kidding.
No, yeah,
I love it. We gotta give a shout out to your mom now for that.
yeah. Shout out,
For
mom.
real,
Shout
man.
out. She's always there supporting. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's great too, because it's you without having to be inauthentic. You could be authentic to the character of the Tat Daddy, because you're all tatted up. You got the Pharaoh tattoo that I had to drop the reference on, and then it's also your demeanor and how you fight too. Like it brings it full circle, and that's what really garners a lot of momentum for you.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I just try to have fun in there, honestly, because if you can't have fun in there, it's like what the fuck's the point, right? It's like you were saying, all the hard stuff is a practice. That's when you're getting beat up. That's when you lose the rounds. That's when you get submitted. That's like when you're just getting beat up is in practice. And if you're not, you're doing something wrong.
Yep, exactly.
If you're winning rounds every round in the gym, you're gonna lose your rounds in the fight. It's just like that's just kind of how it goes. At least in my head, right? That's like my viewpoint of it.
Yeah, because it's when everything is constantly going your way, no matter what, you have a plateau. You automatically or instinctively just inhibit the growth there, because it's like, why do I need to continue growing if I'm already winning at everything? And that's what's gonna create the hiccup in the actual fight. So always put yourself in losing situations in practice, because that's how you turn it over.
Yeah. Gotta act like you've been there before, you know?
Yes, I
sir.
completely agree. Sorry, I'm eating.
No, it's all good. I
Starving.
told you we've had it all. So, before we let you go, we won't hold you too much longer. Josh, go ahead with your question.
Okay, so a question I always like to ask, which I think I may have an idea who you want, but if you could have anybody in your corner for one fight, who would it be?
Okay.
They could be alive, dead. They don't have to be in the sport. They could be in something else.
Oh, yeah. You know who would be funny as shit?
Uh-oh.
Shane Gillis.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Or Theo Vaughn. One of the two.
Bro, Theo Vaughn, that would have me dying. The shit he says. Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
I'd lose my mind if it was one of those two. That shit would be so funny.
Oh, just imagine Theo Vaughn on commentary, bro. That would be a night to die for.
Oh man, those two dudes are so funny to me. Probably one of them.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I can imagine one of them in the corner yelling, "Twist his dick!" No,
oh, dude, that's funny, dude, man. Those dudes are so funny.
I kind of asked you in a sense earlier. Let's see if you say it again. But who would you say your style is more like?
Yeah. I would definitely say it's more like Michael Chandler. But I kind of try to mix it up with a lot of different things. Like I take Alex Pereira's leg kicks. I try to throw those a lot, like not turning over. And he likes to actually hit with the. I'm pretty sure he hits with his ankle bone. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like that,
it's like the knuckle on the side.
Out. Yeah, he hits with that, and that's a son of a bitch, dude. I do it all the time at practice. It's hard to check. And one thing I will say, I said this to I don't know how many people, is I don't understand why amateurs don't throw calf kicks. Calf kicks it's a game changer. It opens everything up. And this was actually the first fight I actually threw a couple, and those hurt him bad. First one I hit, I knew it hurt him. The second one, he actually like made a face and kind of
Like what the
like
fuck?
yeah, no, I
Mhm.
saw it. Once he did that, I was like, this is over. I got you. Like
Mhm.
you can only take about maybe 4 or 5, and then that leg is done. It's crazy how it works.
Yeah.
And taking out a leg, it's not like doing body shots or hitting your
No,
arm in a
it's
certain spot.
you try to tell people too. It's like, dude, leg kicks. Like if you've never been kicked in the leg, don't knock it. And I remember I was actually I was in Texas with my boys, and one of them was like, dude, just kick me in the leg once. I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, right in the thigh. He put like a pillow over it and everything. And dude, I kind of like did like just like a down chop, like light. I kind of let my leg just fall onto it. Dude dropped to the floor. He was like, oh my God. It's like, dude, they're nasty. Like, they're not fun to take. If you've never taken one and you take a leg kick hard,
Mhm.
game over, dude. Game over.
Yeah, especially too the calf kicks. Like that's what I liked about that rematch between Dustin and Connor was that he
Oh
exposed
yeah,
like, bro,
yeah, for sure.
when you compromise the calf, there's no room
Mhm.
for it to swell. So I'm gonna butcher the word for compartmentalize. My
Oh
speech is
yeah,
gonna come out,
yeah.
but like there's
That.
nowhere for it to
Mhm.
go, so it
Yep.
swells inward and then it shuts the whole leg
Yeah.
down.
There's also
Yeah.
2 nerves. There's 2 nerves that run down that side of your calf, and if you hit them, it like deads your foot. If you look at the Henry Cejudo DJ fight, the second one, it happened to Henry
He was
early in
dragging
the
his leg.
rounds. Yeah, same thing with
Oh.
Sugar Sean. It does that, right? So there's 2 nerves that go down the outside of your calf, and if you kick them in the right spot, your foot will be dead, and you just roll it over it. You have no function of it.
I forgot who it was that was attacking the back of his knee, and I think he ended up blowing his knee out. Who was that? It was a few years back. It was a
I know,
few years back.
like the only thing I remember of blowing a knee out, I remember Khalil Roundtree when he
That was
heel
bad.
stomped that dude's knee. That was
Oh.
nasty.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Talk about
See?
He got
being
to
mean.
fight.
Khalil Roundtree is like a mean dude in there. He's like in there like you owe him money. He's fighting you.
It's funny because he's one of the guys that I really really watch because my dad grew up with his mother, so
Oh, that's
we
cool.
always pay attention to his fights, and he's come a long
Yeah.
way too. I mean, he was just a super powerful guy in the
Yeah.
beginning of his career, and then now with his jiu-jitsu, his Muay Thai that he's been doing, and
It's
all that
nasty.
stuff, he's nasty, man. I'm
And
really
he's out there to
go ahead.
hurt. Yeah, he's out
Yes,
there to hurt you. I love it. I love
yes.
that shit.
I'm
Yeah, you
interested
see
in
him in
his next
training.
fight that's coming up.
What's going on, man?
I was gonna say, you ever see him training too when like he's letting his teammate just like rip into his body?
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
crazy. Like he's like, let's
Yeah.
go.
Throwing body shots. Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever seen his brother fight?
No, I've never seen his brother. I didn't even know he had a brother.
His brother, I think he fights at. He's a way lighter fighter. But watch his brother. His brother's way more skillful in the beginning of his career, and I think
Yeah.
that's what also drove Roundtree back to
Oh,
Thailand for Muay
yeah.
Thai.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
but his brother, he's a nice fighter too.
Nice. All right, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
On the 16th, who do you got with these 2 fights? Ferguson or Pimblett, and then Gary or Luque. And what is your opinion on Patty and Ian Gary? Good 2-part question.
Shit. Do you want me to answer that first, James, or do you want to?
You can go first if you already have yours.
Okay. So I really hope Ferguson wins because I love his whole persona.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how it's gonna be because yes, he is a monster, and Patty, he's not all that great. Like that, the last fight showed a lot of holes in his game, but I don't know. It's Tony. I think he's just because he's taken so much damage over time. He's got a lag in his step. And then with Ian Gary and Vincent Luca, I'm rooting for Luca.
Luque,
yeah. I have a feeling Gary may still be able to pull the W, but Luca, I think he's gonna get that W. Yeah,
I think Ian's an asshole.
Thank you. I hate him. I didn't like him. I never liked the dude. and then especially when he fought. Who did he fight recently?
The last one.
Neil Magny.
Yes,
Magny.
that was
He, like,
fucking classless,
It's like you're such a
Mhm.
pussy.
Mm-hmm.
He's
dude.
talking about like beating him like a kid. It's like, did you never get spanked as like you spank
Yep.
your kid? That's okay. It's okay. You know, if you don't spank your kid, you end up with a bitch. Sorry, you end up with a lot of fucking Portland
lot of
organs
problems.
and yeah, fuck,
Mel-
dude. Like, no,
We're gonna have to
don't
call him
spank.
Mel Karen's Ian's from now on.
Dude, no joke. And then he took his wife's last name. Like, yeah.
Dude, so before we even get to the fight prediction, I hate him. He get on my nerves.
Dude,
He
no
gets
joke.
on my nerves.
Something about him. I never liked him. Like, even from when he
No.
first started before the Neil Magny, I just didn't like his style. I don't like it. It's not appealing to me. Like, yeah, he's good, but I don't know. I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
He really, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I'm going for Vincent there. And I will say, even though I don't like him, he's a decent fighter.
No, he's
Mhm.
good. He's very good. I don't like Bilal Muhammad, but that dude's a monster. He's good.
Mhm.
I love Bilal. I love Muhammad.
He's so boring. You know what it is about Bilal that I don't like is that dude is always like this. He is just like eyes wide open always, and he's always looking surprised.
Yeah.
If you ever look at him, dude, I swear, if you ever look at him talk, his eyes are so big. And it's like, dang, now I know why Leon accidentally poked you so bad. It's like those fuckers are big, dude.
It's a big canvas to shoot.
Dude, yeah.
The bullseye's the whole circle and shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, watch, whenever you see him talk now, you'll notice it. His eyes are so big. And I think that's what like annoys me about him, but he's a great fighter, world class. You know,
I actually liked
the
him
best.
because he's always the underdog.
Even
Even when I know he should be the better dude, I'm like, why do they
like
have him so
Sean Brady?
Dude, disrespectful.
Like Sean Brady's good. Sean Brady's good, but Bilal like fought top level dude, like the highest of the highest level. So I mean,
dominated in certain art areas during those fights. Different.
Yeah, and
the fight.
Yep, and I think they play favorites into like favorites of like the crowd favorites as well as how that goes into it. But you know, that's neither here nor there. But go on. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. I like Patty.
Do you?
I like Patty because Patty walks around at 200, 205, 210. You see him coming out of restaurants after eating Big Macs and like I like Patty. Like you can see Patty at his weight, and then 3 days later, 2 days later, he's blown up, and you can't even recognize him unless you really know who the heck he is.
It's his fucking haircut.
That he looks like Christopher Griffin.
Did you see that somebody actually made a fucking meme edit of like they blew up him and the other chick from where he trains at looking like Meg and Chris?
Oh,
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But he does, bro. The picture of him after that fight, he was out in Cali and he was standing on the beach. I'm like, dude, you look huge. But I like that. Like, I like that he's having fun. I like that he's young and he's enjoying it and he's not so stuck, because that happens a lot too. You see these guys come in young and they're so focused that they don't get to enjoy to come up.
I get why people are talking about like it's not healthy for you. Yeah, it's not healthy for you, but honestly, he's a grown ass man. He can do what he wants to do. If he's making the weight, who cares? You know, who gives a shit?
He's young.
He wants to. He's young. He can do it now. Why not do it now if he wants to? You know,
because he ain't gonna be able to do that in 2 years.
Enjoy the food while you can, and if he wants to do it, like I said, he's a grown man. He can do whatever he wants.
But for the sake of Kukui, if he don't win, if he gets beat up, even I don't give a hell if he wins. If he gets beat up, he needs to retire.
I think it's a very winnable fight for Ferguson.
Yeah,
it is.
I think it's very winnable. I think his stand up is going to be better. I think he's going to hit harder than Patty.
And if
Patty's dangerous.
Plus, Tony's been with Goggins, dude. Like he's carrying the boats. You don't even have to ask who's carrying. He's carrying the boats, man. That's like, I think he should walk out with Goggins and just have him in the corner.
Hey,
that'll get him the W. That'll get him the W. But no, I don't know. Like, yeah, he's old, and I wouldn't put money on it. But I want Ferguson to win. I think I do think he can do it.
Yeah. And when you look back at the last 6 people he fought, he lost to Justin Gaethje, interim champion. He lost to
Yep.
Oliveira, was a
Uh-huh.
reigning champion, dominated through everybody. Michael Chandler, nowhere near slouch. Bobby Green, he's got some pretty good boxing. Like, he got pretty good boxing. And then Nate Diaz,
Bobby's
he's
nice.
also just an anomaly. So it's not like he's getting tossed over by slouches. So it's like, that's why it's so 50-50 for me.
Dude, his fight with Chandler, he was winning that fight until he wasn't.
Mhm.
He was doing very well. And he looked good. He looked into it. He was having fun.
Talking about Tony, right?
Ferguson.
I just, the thing about Tony, and this is why I feel the way I feel right now. Tony doesn't lose fights. It's a fucking war, and it's down to you're like, these dudes are beating the shit out of each other, and then
Even
he comes out, and he comes out and he has another one, and another one, and another one, and each one it looks like the war is worse than the last one. So it's like, bro, how much you're older, I love you, but don't take care of yourself.
If I was putting money on it, I would have bet Ferguson. Right? I'm not saying, but in my heart of hearts, I want El Cucuy all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Ian Gary to get his fucking shit rocked.
Yes.
Well, but Luque's no slouch. That dude is a dog.
Oh yeah, he's an animal.
And talk about big heads. He's got a noggin on him too. So I don't know if he's gonna be able to fucking put him away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, how do you guys feel about Dylan? My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and that's Ian is gonna get a lot of trouble with that. But yeah, I would definitely say, well, really, I kind of liked him at first when he was starting out and he was fighting, but then just how he handled everything with Neil Magny, turning that molehill to a mountain. It was like, okay, bro, you literally just lost out of favor with a lot of people.
Lost it. And then he acted like a child.
Mm-hmm.
Like trying to interrupt. When he would interrupt him, he just fucking scream and shit. It's like, you're such a kid.
Yep. And he was purposely going for that leg too. And the way he kept on going for it, that could be, I won't say a career-ending injury, but that could cause some serious trauma to the leg. So it's like, that's why I like the whole situation he's in now. It's almost like a reap what you sow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And with Colby on the stage too. Oh, dude, I can't wait for that shit. That's just gonna be fucking funny.
I saw a meme today of when Tyson Fury got knocked down by Francis, and it showed Tyson's face, and it said the next UFC, how Ian Gary is going to be when he sees both Leon Edwards and Colby walk out after the whole situation.
Yep, that shit's going to be so fucking funny. Yeah,
he is going to get his ass. Hope he does.
$10. Colby comes out with his wife's book, the How to Be a Wag. $10.
Oh my god, bro!
This is actually going to be a really good press conference.
Oh yeah, it's going to be fucking funny.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you know that Ian had actually threatened to sue Sean Strickland because he started tweeting about it?
Yeah.
God, he sounds like Dylan Danis now. Or Donis, whatever the hell his name is.
Danis put out tweets of Ian's wife hitting him up in the DMs like back in 2018.
He's gonna get his ass rocked soon, bro. Someone's gonna find Dylan.
Dylan's pretty funny though. Like the shit
he's
he was
funny.
doing to Logan, that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And KSI, like he was fucking. He was. Hey, I'm gonna give Dylan. He drove. Yes, he drove the internet wild for a few days. Like
he's definitely a little retarded. Like he can't speak well, but I mean, world class jiu-jitsu. And
he made his money.
He's very good in jiu-jitsu, like world class. Can't take that away from him. He's just not a likable guy, Yeah. It's one of those things that we were talking about. He's just not likable. It's like Mayweather, best boxer ever. Just not likable,
Yeah. He pissed me off in the boxing match. Like, I expected him to come out more than that, and he just started fucking around, and it's like, bro, come on.
Who, Dylan?
Yeah. Like, he literally just he purposely fell down onto his back, be like, come take guard. He tries to go for a couple takedowns on Logan. At the end, he tries to go for a headlock, only for him to fall on his ass and Logan throw a haymaker.
He should have kicked him is what he should have done, right in the leg.
I don't even think Dylan took it seriously.
Yeah,
I don't think he gave him
no, give him that calf kick.
he wanted the money and he got the money. You know, he knew he was getting the money regardless of what happened, and he was trying to come out of there without getting embarrassed more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had nothing to win with a win, or it was more of everything to lose if Logan, you know,
Yeah.
did his thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look, Derek, you know, I know you're hungry, man. We kept you away from your food.
Oh no, I ate it. You didn't keep me.
He's like, no, this shit ain't gonna slow me down. We hungry.
Oh yeah. Not
He
anymore.
said we've
Not
been doing
anymore.
it the whole time, man.
We ain't hungry no more. You know what I'm saying?
See, this is why this is the best show in the game, because we got all that goes on, all kinds of fun.
Yeah, man. I can't wait till we get out to a new spot next year and do a live.
Oh, you guys are gonna get something like a little studio?
We're trying to get well, I want to do a studio, but I want to move this particular show. I want to move it to a bar, restaurant,
Oh hell yeah,
somewhere live.
that'd be cool.
Has
That'd
more
be real
fan
cool.
interaction and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And it'll also help with pushing fans towards the fighters because we have them
Hell
right
yeah.
there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, that'd be real cool, guys.
that's
Yeah,
the
so you guys
plan.
are gonna do a lot of big things with this.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir. Yes, sir. Hopefully we'll be moving our way out to Rise of the Prospect soon, doing some coverage for them. We're
Hell
doing
yeah.
pay-per-views now for PFA and
Hey,
uh,
hell yeah, that's awesome. Congrats on that.
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. What? Before we let you go, when are you gonna fight again?
that's what I was gonna ask.
They're trying to.
Ah.
So there's like a little. I don't know if I can even. I don't know. There's like a little. There's a Marine base out in Yuma that Rise is doing a like a closed show for. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I don't really care. Whatever. It's a closed show, so like no one can go unless you're like in the military or on post or like married to someone in the military. It's like a Marine post. So they're doing
That'll
like a
be
show out
dope.
there. They want me to headline it for the 55 belt because Galindo, he's part of Fight Ready, so he trains with Santino. I can't fight that guy. They try to get us to fight for the belt, but we couldn't do it. Like we're just like, no, same coach wouldn't work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he's going pro. They want me to fight for the belt with that. So maybe February. Dietz wanted to fight me, but I don't know if he's going to want to fight. He just lost at LFA, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Apparently that dude was big though. Apparently he had to do a catch weight at 60 because he couldn't make
Oh.
55. So all for Dietz going in, getting a heavier guy. But I know you probably want to take a little bit of time off from just getting hit like that. I don't know. I don't know. If he wants it, he can get it. I don't care. Anybody can.
That's
But
another good guy too. I know.
yeah, solid fighter. But again, if I can get Besnick, I'll smoke that ass real quick.
Yeah, I heard you had called him out too.
Oh, that dude won't take that fight. They've offered it to him. I don't know how many times. They keep saying no.
Damn.
I want that ass though, man. He knows it. He knows.
Gotta let you get that back, right?
Dude, he won't. Dude, you know how I like, and I'm not a sore loser, right? But I genuinely watched that fight, and I'm just like, I won. Like, I don't see how I lost if we're going off of damage,
Mhm.
right? If we're going off of damage, I won that fight first and second round. But I know I won that fight when I have their coaches coming up to me and saying like, "Hey, like you won that fight. We got lucky with the judges." Even teammates coming of his. So I'm not gonna say who, name names, whatever. But it's like it's just frustrating when you know you didn't lose and you got a loss. It's just if I lost fair and square, I lost fair and square. Like whatever. And what I did, I guess I did lose fair and square, right? The judges gave it to him. His night. Hats off. But I definitely want that back.
Mhm.
Well,
Build that story arc.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, it was a very, 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 very close fight. I was surprised at the decision at the time for sure.
Did you see? Okay, not to get on this dude's dick or anything, but my boy Devin Ray. Did you see Devin Ray fight Besnick?
That's
Thank you,
my
Melody.
boy.
Thank you to your mom, by
my
the
boy,
way. She
Devin.
just gave us a
Oh,
shout out.
podcast. Hey, thanks, mom. Love you.
And I've trained with Devin personally out in Lake Havasu, so he expressed the same exact things you did. Like, feel like he won, but he lost, and it was like,
And
I watched both of the fights.
I
Row.
think Devin did more than I did to win that fight. You know, but they haven't put it on YouTube, so I can't rewatch it and be like, maybe there was something I didn't see because I saw it live.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, even as they were scoring it and they were doing like majority decision, I'm like, oh yeah, Devin Ray got that shit easy, and they gave it to him. I was like, whose dick is this guy sucking to get these W's like this? Like, what the fuck?
The majority, yeah.
It was that rubber
that one
dog,
hurt.
bro.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
but you know what? To his defense, because I like Besnick.
He's not in charge of the judges. Judges gave it to
No.
him. Hats off.
And
Again, hats
I've
off.
never, ever, Derek, even going back to when I was younger, how the hell they freaking score the rubber guard the way they
I don't
have
get it.
in the past? I don't fucking get it. I don't get it.
I mean, yeah, it is what it is, and yeah, I'm talking shit, but that's just all in good fun. Like I said, he won, right? Those two all his fights, so hats off to him for winning. But yeah, it's just one of those things.
It's part of
I would love to
story,
see you guys run it back. I would love to see
I'd
you run it back with him, and I would love to see Devin run it back with him as well.
Yeah, that'd be good. Those would be good fights, solid fights.
That division, you said it in the beginning of the show. You're in a division that is, especially if you go to the pro level out here, there's a lot of oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yes.
But even in the amateur level,
huge.
It's stacked, man. It's so stacked, and it seems like every 4 or 5 shows, someone else enters the mix.
Yep, someone comes up.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You're in a very strong division.
Beats came up not too long ago with his fight at Rough. He was actually supposed to fight my teammate, but my teammate blew his knee out doing some wrestling. I tried to step in. They ended up getting that other guy instead of me because I said I had to do a catch weight at 160. I wouldn't have been able to make 55 off 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So they got that other guy. He looked good. He looked good with that fight.
Yeah.
I think I'm better, but he looks good. He looks like a solid fighter.
Yeah. See, that's what I love about this sport too, is that there's shit talking, but it's all done with respect at the same time.
Oh yeah, dude. I'll talk shit all day, but it's out of fun.
Yeah, and plus too, it's if you're not talking shit, it's also like you're not necessarily. What's the word I'm trying to find to it?
You're not in the right sport if you don't like to talk shit.
Yeah. It's part of the confidence. Well, like if you believe in what you're capable of, you should be able to speak into reality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with being confident in your, like Conor McGregor said, confident in his preparation.
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about, obviously everybody sees the physical portion, but it's a mind game. It's a mind game. And if you can talk some shit and get underneath their skin.
Like my last fight, dude, I swear that he came in overweight, right? And he tried to stare me down hardcore at the weigh-ins. Didn't even say like, "Hey, my bad for missing weight." And he just looked at me like the meanest, 1,000-yard stare. And you're not gonna beat that. You're not gonna win that with me. So like, it's like a mental thing. You just you got to win all the mind games.
Exactly.
So
thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Oh, go ahead. I
was gonna say before we let you go, any shout outs, anything you want to say?
Oh fuck, dude! Shout out to Siege. Shout out to all those guys. Shout out to Santino, Gabe, Mika. Those dudes. Like I said before I went there, I had 0 cage wrestling. I'd be a fish out of water without those guys. Shout out to my boy Kyle at Next Gen. He's always hooking it up with clothing. Awesome clothing that I always get. He hooks it up. All the team over at Siege, like I was saying, Kurt, Pope, Eli, John, all those dudes, all solid guys. Ben, and then shout out to the homies at Pro Edge still. Shout out to all those guys, and over at X Muay Thai, those dudes were always the homies. Jose has got a fight coming up this week. Are you guys going to watch that?
Where's that one? You talking about Jose? Yes.
Yes.
We're trying to.
Shot. Dude, it's gonna be good. He's a homie. Good luck to him.
That's my dude.
Shout Shout out to my mom. She's always there, fucking staying
Showing,
strong.
yeah, showing you some love in the comments.
Yeah, always, man. Always. She's always there.
Yeah, that's the best part too.
Yeah,
And,
shout out to
it's
you guys too for having me on.
well, I appreciate you, man. We've
Yeah,
been
for
talking
sure.
about a minute too, bringing you on, so I'm happy we were finally able to.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It was definitely good. Better interview than over by the ambulance after the fight.
That's part of the hard knock life story, man.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
we making strides, boy.
Yeah, you started with interviews outside of the actual venue, and now look at
You couldn't even get in.
yeah, we couldn't even get in.
Well, one of these next times, if we're covering the same event, we gotta get like a pre-fight and a post-fight interview with you too.
Oh hell
Yes.
yeah.
We get the whole setup. We bring it the whole 9 yards.
Oh
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Derek, man, again, we appreciate you hopping on. Always enjoy watching you fight, and can't wait to see you again, man.
hey, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and good luck with your podcast, getting everything set up with your new ventures.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. It was awesome
Of
having you on. It
course,
was a
of
privilege,
course.
brother.
Yeah, thank you. Same to you. Same goes back
Next
both ways.
Yes, sir.
All
All right, man.
Take care,
We'll
guys.
see you later.
All right, peace.
All right, peace, man. Oh, that was a good
Another
episode.
really good one. What up, J-Bag?
What's up, man? Oh, you officially got it signed, boy.
Yes, sir. Okay,
I've seen
okay.
that. I've seen that name before. Muhammad Al-Fazi. Where have I seen that name before?
Oh, that does look familiar. Let
I
me
have to go.
look in my handy dandy note
Mm, I'm going on the line for this one
too.
while we do
Um,
that. But yeah, that was a
see.
great episode. That you could tell the really good ones are really good when the fact that we say that we're originally gonna cut out like 30 minutes ago and it still goes.
Right, man. No, and I told you a long time ago. I was like, man, I gravitated towards him a while back because of his personality and
Mhm,
his brought to the ring, and I'm always talking about that. It goes a long way. There's two things you can be. You can be good in the ring and a great fighter. If you're
mhm,
both, good in the ring and a great talker. If you're both, it pushes your career leaps and bounds quicker, like we saw with Connor, like we talked about with
mhm.
Kobe Covington, like we talked about with all these guys in the past.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I really like too about Derek, especially, is because he's authentic to himself. He's not trying to put up a front. He doesn't give two shits about what people think of him. He wants to have a good time and be himself. And that's where the crowd really, really catches his eye or catches their eye on him.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it goes a long way, man. It really, really, really does. Really does. That does bring up, he brought up a great point. We were talking about the upcoming UFC, man.
Hmm.
This is actually a really pivotal part. Um,
Huh?
I said this is a pivotal card. Very
Oh,
important.
okay.
Because if you look at it, obviously we got Leon defending against Kobe, and you know Kobe losing here. I mean, it really puts him in a position like, what's next for him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because this will be his third shot at the title.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
his third shot.
yeah. And it's like I really want to like Ian Gary. Like I know we talk shit, we do this, and that. It's like I really wanted to like him, but just after the whole situation that Neil Magny, like when especially on such a subject like that, and then you set a standard and completely condemn and bastardize someone over it, like karmic retribution, that stuff is going to come back around.
Listen, I've never been a part of this little cancel culture bullshit. I've always been totally against the way that they, you know, attack people and things,
Hmm.
and the way it's gone. I'm never into taking money away from someone's family. And I
Exactly.
think that the cancel culture, they focus on that type of shit. And I think that Ian, I'm not saying he's doing that, but like you said, he red lighted him, and he just went all in, almost like a cyberbully.
Hmm.
Um, and we talked like we were just talking about with Derek. Yeah, you're supposed to talk shit to sell some tickets. You're supposed to push, that little bit, but there is a line
Hmm.
where one it gets annoying, and two it's just like, dude, what the fuck? What are you? What?
Yeah. Yeah. And like what you're saying too, like the biggest reason why I don't like all that cancel culture shit is because it creates and sticks that label on the person. So it's like I could guarantee Neil Magny is gonna hear shit about that whole situation for a while now. And especially too with as big of a following ship that Ian has, you know for a fact that there's gonna be people on there harassing him. Like you get people that'll send death threats that talks all kind of shit, this and that when they have no idea what's going on. And that's why it's just better to spread love. Spread love because when you spread hate, it comes back right at you. And I think karma is almost what's happening now with his whole situation with his wife, and then all the stuff with his name, all everything that's going on with that, him getting kicked out of multiple gyms.
Yeah, man. People don't like that shit. People
Hmm.
don't like that,
Hmm.
And
we
then
we
you
got
look at, huh?
I was just gonna say we gotta spread peace, love, chicken grease.
Right, for real. And then
Yeah,
the Alex and Brandon. That's another interesting matchup. Um, because you got Alexandre Pantoja versus Brandon Royval. He's been whooping everybody's ass in that division as well.
hmm
Um, and it's one of those things. Looking at that one is, when does Brandon Moreno get a crack back at it?
yeah, that's
It's a matter of time.
oh, but see now with Brandon Moreno, we bring it right back to the same situation with Izzy, because if you think about it, Brandon, he won the title, lost the title, won the title, lost the title. And with Izzy, same thing. Won it back, lost it, won it back, lost it. But there are people like DC, for example, saying that Izzy should fight another contender before he gets the right to go back for the belt. And do you feel Brandon is in the same situation considering it's the same path?
But the interesting part with okay, so the interesting part here to me is, who do you put him up against? Because he's dominating. So
Mhm.
like Izzy. Okay, you give Whitaker another shot at Izzy?
Actually, no, after that second fight, I would give Whitaker another shot.
He's
I
already
think
fought
that
him what?
actually, huh?
He already fought him 3 times, didn't he?
No, he's only fought him twice, and the second fight was much closer. Like it went distance, so I feel like that actually be a good tune-up fight for him to come back face Robert Whitaker.
You know, that would almost be the only one. Because outside of that, he's he's killed everybody else.
Maybe Khamzat Chimaev because he just fought and won against Kamaru Usman. I mean, I don't feel like Khamzat deserves a chance to be in the top 3 just yet and immediately challenge for a title because of like his issues with the weight and then him just kind of bouncing back and forth. But I think that would be a really good matchup too for Izzy, especially too with Khamzat being such a ferocious wrestler that he is.
I mean, yeah, that would be a good matchup, but at the same time, I feel like Sean kind of moseyed his way in there. So I also feel like some of those guys are prying for Sean.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
but again, looking at going to Brandon Moreno's list, the only person, because Brandon Royval is fighting right now. He's fighting Alex. He's Last time he fought Royval was in 2020. He
Okay.
beat Figueroa. He beat Figueroa. They had a fight canceled. He lost to Figueroa. He came back and beat Figueroa, and then now he lost to Alexandre. So, and then he just beat France, Kaikara, in July of
Mhm.
last year. So, but he's already beat Kaikara twice. He's beat Figueredo twice.
And they've already had 4 fights total, so there's only so many continuations of their fighting you could do.
Right. Now, the interesting thing is Alexandre beat him earlier in his career outside of the UFC. And then he
Mhm.
comes in the UFC and beats him. Oh, actually, my bad. Pantoja's beat him 3 times.
Has he really?
Yes. 2 times in the UFC, and then 1 time back in 2016 in the Ultimate Fighter in the house.
That's brutal.
So
That's
this is a
brutal.
really sticky situation.
It really is. Because I
Because
mean, when you
Figueredo,
go ahead, what were you gonna say?
because I was just gonna say Figueredo, they've had 1, 2, 3, 4 fights scheduled. No. No. They've had 5 fights scheduled. One of them was canceled. He beat Figueredo.
I
Wait,
think their
1,
first fight was a
2,
draw.
3,
Then the
4.
second one,
Yes.
yeah,
He was a draw. So he beat Figueredo twice. He lost to Figueredo once, and then they had a draw.
yeah.
So you're gonna have them fight for the 5th time, and
And
he
then
just beat France.
yeah. And see, you make it even more challenging because if the fact that Brandon has lost Pantoja 3 times
How do
for
you get that fight?
yeah, because it's like from a matchmaker's perspective, like, well, you've already lost to him 3 times. What makes you think you deserve to be able to get another crack at him?
Right away.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
only other dude I can say is Amir Arbalzi.
Yeah.
He'd have to
Yeah.
fight Amir Arbalzi.
Mhm. Yeah, and not taking off tangent, but I noticed too that these next couple of this next fight event, we got some local Phoenix and Arizona people representing.
Who you got?
So we got for this weekend Saturday, Kevin Gastelum, he's going to be fighting Sean Brady. That's going to be a tough one. I know Kevin,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but I'm rooting for Kevin. And then Drakkar Klaus from MMA Lab, he'll be fighting on the prelims against Joe Solecki.
Nice. I know
Mhm.
that there's some other fights that I was looking at the other day. One of the dudes that I was like, oh shoot, he's fighting.
I know Benil Dariush and Armin Sarukian, they're fighting, and Armin is like the only guy that's actually been able to genuinely challenge Islam's wrestling. So I got a feeling Armin's going to be going for a title shot against Islam soon.
So it looks like Marcus is scheduled for January 13th
Oh, I thought it was going to
against
be like March.
Gaston Bolanos.
Okay.
UFC Fight Night. Yeah. And then this one, man, if he wins this fight, then he should be, he should be
Mm.
being brought up.
Oh yeah. Oh damn, who I just realized is fighting on 296?
Hmm.
Shavkat Rachmanov versus Steven Thompson.
Hmm.
Now that I give Wonder Boy his capability, his tenacity, his ability to succeed, but Shavkat, bro, he's 17-0 right now, and he's a fucking monster.
Hmm. That's gonna be a fucking. Hold on. Which one is this one? You said 296?
Yeah, 296. It's the last fight before the co-main event between Alexandre Pantoja and Brandon Roval. Who else did
Yeah,
they
no,
fight?
that's gonna be a crazy fight. I was just looking over this 297. Holy shit.
Bro, did you know that Cody Garbrandt is fighting on 296?
Dog, I'm rolling through this thing. You got Sean Strickland and Plessis. You got Neil Magny and Mike Mallet. You got Jan Blachowicz versus Rocket. You got Arnold Allen versus Elov. Dominic Reyes is fighting Carlos Ulberg. Garrick Armfield versus Brad Katona. Chris Curtis. Sean Woodson's fighting Charles Jordan. Bruh.
Hey, you know what? I gotta, because now I'm on that one. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Dominic Reyes. Like, bro, I was such a heartbreak when he had lost to Dominic or to John Jones, and then ever since then, like he went from challenging the belt and now he's the number 13 ranked light heavyweight fighter.
Yeah, he's been on a fucking tear, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so Ankalev and Walker 2. That's the card that Marcus will be fighting on. Mario Batista's fighting Ricky Simon on that card too.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna be fucking really good.
Yeah.
Whoa. Andre Arlovsky's fighting?
Wait, which card?
Fucking January 16th.
On 297?
No, on UFC Fight Night January 16th. Or January 13th.
Let me
Bro,
go on the line.
Jim Miller's fighting? Gabriel Benitez? Ricky's fighting Mario. Bill Halls is fighting Bruno. Andre Volosky, dog? For real?
Oh shit! Now, bro,
Abel
Andre, he's been in the
Santos
game for a
fighting?
bit. Oh, dude, and he's fighting Waldo Cortez Acosta. So Waldo, he actually
Yes.
trained with Ricardo over at fucking brain fart Dragon Snake MMA, and Waldo's no joke at all. So that's gonna be an interesting matchup.
Acosta is hella good.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, are you kidding me right now? That is crazy. Andre back in the game? What?
Damn, bro.
And we get Mario and Marcus McGee on that one too.
That's gonna be dope. I'm excited to see Marcus fight again. And you know what's really cool too? Like, not to toot our own horn, but it's really cool the fact that we've gotten to meet, interact, and do interviews with Marcus before he finally made it to the UFC. So it's cool to be able to reflect on that, look back on it, and be like, I remember him.
Follow him on his way up.
Yeah.
You know? Can't deny talent, man. Talent's real. Can't hide it, can't deny it, can't fake it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really dope. Man, but it's really dope. You know, speaking of growth, we've been doing a lot, bro, and we were just at the ASU game this past weekend. We had Joshua Hunt with us out there, and then my little brother Demar, covering the last ASU game in the Pac-12. And you know, I'm gonna go on a small little rant before we get out of here. I was pissed as hell. We got our butt whooped. Yeah, we got our butt whooped. It happens. You know, Coach
Too many
Dillingham.
times.
Hey. You watch that. But Coach Dillingham, you know, he did a good job this year keeping the kids, the group together. It's not imploding. We went through a very, very, very large amount of injuries. I mean, at one point, we were
Hey, I appreciate the love, Ricky.
without a quarterback at all. Scabgirl had to play quarterback. So, but the security let the U of A fans raid the ASU student section, which was already a no-no. And then they stood there yelling F Sparky, which is a huge no-no.
So what you're saying is we got to fire some security.
Oh, yeah, no, security needs to be gone. We need security for the security. We need security to walk the security out. So, but no, it was just terrible, terrible. It was tasteless. It's a horrible memory to leave the conference with, But
Mhm.
one of the best rivalries in football to me, Wildcats and Sun Devils. They always have epic games and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that they are moving together and that rivalry will remain. So
Yeah. You know what you should do? Yeah. Did you ever watch that movie Van Wilder with Ryan Reynolds?
mhm.
You remember when he went into his team's gym at the basketball game, and he's just giving a ridiculous speech, hyping them up, and they go and win.
Yeah.
The next time that rivalry game happens again, you should go into ASU's gym, have Sparky right next to you, and just go on the most fucking random rant ever, but hype them the fuck up.
Give them an any given Sunday speech.
Exactly. Give them that speech. Tell them that there's a party that's going to be happening in the back. You got all the honeys. We got steak and honey coming in hot.
I am gonna try that.
I'm going to try it too.
Oh, all right, man. We're an hour and a half deep into this, man.
I'd say it's the second longest episode we've done. Moons was the longest. That was an hour 48 minutes.
I was about to say we pushed 2 hours a couple of times. I remember a couple of them where we were like, "Oh my Jesus!"
Praise Jesus.
Right? Praise it. That was the wrong one.
Shanig, man. Fuck with ASAP Sports Network, man. Tune in, stay logged in, and stay mouthed in. You dig? Yuck mouth. Yada da. Boy!
All right, man. Well, I'm Jay.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Throwing Hands.
Please.
Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays.
Rebel soul child got a fist ball, I'm a respawn of ancestors, and I'm blessed, They gon' knock him, tell him fess up, I get check stub, hella carefree, nothing scares me, hella reckless, yeah, I got next up, right, now we not the